Okay, Mr. President, you were talking about a new relationship based on trust. And President Dilma just mentioned when Brazil canceled this trip because a matter of trust. And Brazil is also in the middle of a very deep political and economical crisis. Can you trust one another in this moment to build this new chapter?
Well, my
President,
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry. E, Presidente, o Brasil se vê como...
Madam President, Brazil views itself as a global player and leader in the world scene, and the U.S. sees Brazil as a regional player. How do you reconcile or strike a balance between those two visions?
Well, I'm actually going to answer, in part, the question you just asked the President. We view Brazil not as a regional power, but as a global power. If you think about the preeminent economic forum for coordinating between major economies, the G20, Brazil is a major voice in that. The negotiations that are going to be taking place in Paris around climate change can only succeed with Brazil as a key leader. And the announcements that have been made today about their goals on renewable energy is indicative of Brazil's leadership. Brazil is a major global player. And I told President Dilma last night that the United States, as powerful as we are and as interested as we are in solving a whole range of international issues, recognizes we can't do it alone. On issues like global health, we're not going to succeed unless we're working with Brazil and other major countries so that we can identify where there might be the outbreak of a disease, how we prevent it from turning into a pandemic. If we want to be successful on climate change, on countering terrorism, on making sure that we are reducing extreme poverty around the world, all the major countries have to be involved in that process. And Brazil, we consider to be an absolutely indispensable partner in these efforts. With respect to trust, I will say that President Rousseff and I have had an excellent relationship since she took office. I trust her completely. She's always been very candid and frank with me about the interests of the Brazilian people and how we can work together. She's delivered on what she's promised. When we met in Panama, we discussed, for example, the defense cooperation agreements that were just mentioned. She got those through Congress. As somebody who knows something about Congresses, I know that's never easy. So for her to use political capital in order to get that done, I think is indicative of the kind of reliable partner that she is. And so we believe that this meeting that we've had this week builds on a series of steps that have continued to deepen cooperation between our two countries. There's still going to be differences occasionally, but that's true with every one of our close friends and allies. No country is going to have identical interests. There will always be some frictions, but our common values, the strong people-to-people relations that we have, the fact that we are the largest countries in the hemisphere with similar histories, I think all that means that we should be very strong partners for years to come.